So, it's been confirmed that Matt Bloomfield is now the Luton Town manager. But what should we expect from our new boss? In today's video, I'm here to give you 5 things which we should expect from Matt Bloomfield. Before I go into detail, I do want to talk about the press conference which I watched with him and Gary Sweet. There's definitely a few things which I picked up on, and I want to talk about that first before I go into the 5 things. We have to be honest, the next 5 games for Luton are absolutely massive. 4 out of the 5 teams are against teams around us in the championship table. So if we can hit the ground running, that would be absolutely fantastic. I think the overall reception of Matt Bloomfield being the new Luton Town boss has been good. Of course, there has been some comments about whether or not he can step up. He's not managed in the championship, but I'm certain he will learn quite quickly after the first couple of games what the championship is like. And we have to remember as well, he did play at this level, and I do think top end of League One and bottom end of the championship, there isn't much difference. So from the press conference, Matt Bloomfield said he hated coming to Luton. He played against Nathan Jones quite a lot of times as a player, and he actually spoken to Nathan Jones about that rivalry between Luton and Wycombe. He believes it's the right step in his career, and he wouldn't have walked away from Wycombe if he didn't think this was the right project for him. He believes it will be a smooth transition. A lot of core values which Wycombe have also exist here at Luton Town Football Club. But something that he mentioned so frequently throughout the press conference was he wants to attack, he wants to score goals, which we'll talk about later on in the video. But one thing he did say he wants to change is the out of possession style which Luton have at the moment. He wants us to be a little bit more ruthless, he wants us to get a little bit more tighter to stop conceding goals. Basically saying, score more, concede less. It's cliche, but that is the truth. And lastly, he did say he wants to play a formation that fits the group, and it is refreshing to hear a manager say that. So here are the 5 things which we should expect from Matt Bloomfield. Number 1, we will see a difference between him and Rob Edwards. I think the difference between Rob and Matt will be formation. I think Matt will change this formation to suit the squad, as I've just recently mentioned. I feel like playing the back 4 will suit these group of players a lot more. Edwards, he was very committed with playing 3 at the back. Despite the injuries we had in defence, he carried on playing 3 at the back. He was very stubborn in those ways, where I don't think we'll have the same thing with Matt. I think Matt will use data to help him make decisions, but ultimately he would use his football eyes. And I actually feel like we are going to play a back 4 going forward, which I'm actually excited about, because it's been a while since we last played a back 4 on a consistent basis. There are similarities between characteristics of Rob Edwards and Matt Bloomfield. They do come across as nice people, I have to admit, as a nice manager, but I do hope that Matt Bloomfield does have a dark side to him that sometimes the players might need, because being too nice, I feel like, has cost us being in this current position in the championship, and maybe a kick up the bum is definitely needed for some players. Over the last couple of years, Luton have definitely been a side that has grinded out results, going away from home and grinding out a 1-0 away win. I don't think we're going to be that side anymore. I think we're going to be a ruthless attacking Luton, which we haven't seen since we had Nathan Jones at the football club during our promotion from League 2 and League 1. I think we're going to score lots of goals, especially if we follow what Wycombe Wanderers were doing in League 1. And that brings me on to number 2 of what to expect from Matt Bloomfield: goals. Wycombe were top goal scorers in League 1 with 50 goals. They average 2 goals a game. They are 3rd on expected goals. They've outperformed their XG. 2nd most big chances with 58. They've scored 50. 19th ranking crossing, so I do think we'll see less crossing going forward. And they had the most touches in the opposition box with 612. That's 43 more touches than 2nd place Birmingham City. As I've already mentioned, the 3rd thing which I do expect Matt Bloomfield to improve is Luton out of possession. I want us to be a little bit more ruthless out of possession. I do think we get split open far too easily. Key players like Nakamba, Kraus and also Lamine Fanny should stop this from happening. Wycombe in League 1, the defensive stats weren't amazing, I have to be honest with you. But that's because they were ruthless in front of goal. Because they were ruthless in front of goal and they were scoring 2, 3, 4 goals a game sometimes, teams lost the belief that they could come back and win the game of football because of how ruthless Wycombe was. And that's what I believe Matt Bloomfield is going to try and do at Luton. In terms of how much possession Wycombe had in League 1, They actually rank 11th in the division. They had just over 50%. It's about what you do with the ball, and that's what Matt Bloomfield has been very vocal on. He wants the players to understand when we have the ball, we need to be ruthless and we need to know exactly what we're doing when we have the ball. Don't just move it around for the sake of it. We need to move it around with conviction. Number 4, getting the best out of the group of players. Wycombe, on paper, don't have an amazing squad compared to other teams in League One, especially when you look at it on the quality aspect. But what Wycombe have done extremely well over the last, 18 months since Matt Bloomfield has been the manager, he's gotten the best out of the group. Wycombe are not going to out-finance teams like Birmingham or Wrexham. The same with Luton. We're not going to out-finance clubs like Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United. We don't have that sort of money. We spend our money wisely. And when we do spend our money, we need to get the best out of it. And that's where player development comes in. And I think Matt Bloomfield is going to be very heavy on player development, making sure that when we do have our youngsters involved, we get the best out of them, we help them improve and become better footballers. Joe Johnson, Zach Nelson, Lami Fani, Ted Menji, Christ Masoko are the youngsters coming through. Don't forget all the players that are in our under 21 squad and also under 18. Wycombe Wanderers did not have an academy while Matt Bloomfield was the manager. He now has an academy, a very good academy that's getting upgraded. And that moves me on to the long-term plan. I actually do think Matt Bloomfield will be here for the long term. Why? Because not many Premier League teams look at the Championship for managers. Everyone seems to be going abroad. And Matt Bloomfield, I have to admit, has moved quite frequently. He's moved twice in the space of 3 years. So he now needs to settle down and be successful over a more longer period of time. Whatever happens this year, if Luton do get relegated, he's still going to be the manager in League One. Let's just hope that doesn't happen. And I do think he will start getting results. I do think this Luton group just needs a new voice and results will come. It's just an underperforming squad in my opinion. So Matt Bloomfield, short-term plan is just to keep us up, but for the long-term benefit, I think it's going to be absolutely massive. We've got a young, hungry coach who likes the data aspect, but also uses his football eyes and uses the data to back it up. A recruitment team that, let's be honest, has been extremely successful over the last 10 years and keeps evolving, and we do keep improving it as well. We've recruited a new recruitment person in Yusuf, who's helping us get these fantastic youngsters through the club in this January transfer window. So we do have a bright future. Things are improving. A new stadium is on its way. And hopefully after this season, we can rebuild in the summer and we can go again. And the long-term plan of Luton Town Football Club is Matt Bloomfield competing at the right end of the Championship and hopefully maybe return back to the Premier League. So that is how I am going to end this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Drop a like, comment below what do you expect from Matt Bloomfield. Subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.